Okay. Give people a second to join. I'll grab some of my coffee while we're waiting. While we're waiting, I'll tell a funny story of me forcing Brandon to give the Starbucks people my order because he drove me to work today. And he was rolling his eyes so hard. Like, venti ice like chocolate mocha blonde espresso oat milk, no whip. And he's like, what's wrong with you?
Oh my god.
Like, I just like it a certain way. So yeah, find one that'll order your Starbucks right. That's my
tip of the day.
Yeah, that's my advice. All right, I see somebody joined, so a couple people are here. Today we're going to talk about cleansing, people, places, things. So cleansing is a really kind of broad term for just getting rid of old, stagnant, or negative energy so we can make some space for some new positive energy to come on in. Sometimes it's just referring to energy. Other times you might hear people talk about cleansing a space like from spirits and stuff like that. But same type of concept, although a lot of the times with spirits it's a little bit more involved. Mm-hmm. But again, we're just going to wait for a couple people to join. We'll start going over the objects that we have here on the table. Pretty much all of this stuff is going to be available for purchase either on our website or on our TikTok shop. So we're also going to go over a couple ways to cleanse that doesn't really involve you spending any money too. So for those of us on a budget, we will talk about a couple really easy ways to cleanse as well.
Yeah, for everyone that is joining, you can purchase both of these either on the website. For everyone on TikTok, all these items except for very few are available in the shop. So if you see anything or we talk about something that you like, you can just head into the shop and type it in and you can find it. So yeah, everybody on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. You can either head over to TikTok or you can also purchase on the website. TikTok, I just find easy because if you're already there, you just boom, click, it's in my cart, I can purchase it. So,
yeah. Well, it looks like we've got some people on. I'll start kind of going over a couple things. The first thing I'm going to talk about, just because these have been like flying out of the store, are these. Make sure I got a good camera angle.
You're good.
Okay. All Seeing Eye incense. So it's by the Elements brand. It does come with a little incense burner already attached to it. The box itself is just adorable. I would reuse this to hold incense anyway. So if you're like me, you might just get it for the cute little burner in the box. But
it is cute, and it's just such a nice little you could, even when you're done with those, you can just add incense to it. It's a good way to travel with it.
Yeah, you could even, this would fit a couple like sage bundles. If you work with our other herb bundles, you could put a wand in here. I don't know, a lot of different options. But anyway, these are white sage scented. So they do have like the evil eye. Obviously, that's kind of the concept. For those who aren't familiar, it's basically just people wishing negativity or ill will on you, jealousy, and it can be unintentional as well. So this just cleanses you of anybody kind of thinking negatively about you. So it says the All Seeing Eye offers spiritual protection, shielding you from negativity and harm. But since it's white sage, it also, like I said, will cleanse that away. I'm going to go over like my personal favorite way to cleanse. This is a very traditional way. This is like a little brass burner, very like Middle Eastern looking and stuff. I know in one of the Lenormand decks I use, I'm Lebanese. It's the Rana George Lenormand, so it was made by a Lebanese creator. They use like these kind of burners and stuff a lot in the Middle East. So, but anyway, what you would do is put a charcoal tablet in there, and then we have frankincense and myrrh. So you would put a little bit of that resin on top, put the lid on, the smoke will come out of the top and really plume and burn for like an extended period of time. That is one of the best ways to like consecrate and bless a space. You can do it for people, but I prefer using it for a space because it is like pretty dang smoky. It's a resin, so it's not like an herb that'll just burn up really quick. You don't need to put this whole bag in there. Like seriously, you'll smoke yourself out. Okay, but really like these. I'll kind of see if I can put it a little closer.
Yeah.
Sierra can do it just to show like the details that are on there, because it's like truly gorgeous, and it's, I don't know how much it is. Let's see. It is only $14, and I guess it's a peacock too.
Oh, I can see it. Yeah, it's got the
Yeah.
eye.
So for anybody who works with Hera or also Set or Isis, peacock feathers are a big symbol for them. So that would maybe be a good thing to put on an altar as well, or you could like invoke them and ask them to help you cleanse and bless your home. Both of those are goddesses of like motherhood and things like that too. So very big on like protecting your space and kind of hearth witchcraft too. So that's that burner. This is a minier guy. So this guy's only 8. It's 3 inches, but same concept. So it could fit probably like a singular charcoal tablet in there. So that's like a really little one. I just think they're really visually appealing. They look sacred. They look important. That's important.
They
to
look
me.
like a little like little genie lamp. I don't know why I get that vibe.
Exactly. Like, and I really enjoy those. So we actually just got these in after being out of stuff like this for quite some time. So definitely recommend for a space. And this really is good for like that heavy cleansing. You know what I mean? This isn't like waving an incense around like this. It's probably going to smell like church if anybody used to go to Catholic church. It's that kind of incense, but yeah, very, very strong. Very effective. So that's those little burners there. This is a crystal cleansing incense. A lot of these, like this one specifically is, yes, of course you use it to cleanse your crystals, but a lot of the time it's just like the scent of the incense as well. But it does very visually appealing, and it's all about your intention. So you have something that looks like this that says crystal cleansing. I use this specific scent to cleanse my crystals. It's going to do it. So that is great because crystals can really hold on to a lot of energy from just our day-to-day use, especially ones that you're using to protect yourself from negativity, like black tourmaline or something. They soak it right up. So it's good to kind of give it a little cleanse once in a while.
Yes.
But yeah, if anybody also, like while we're talking, wants to kind of pop in and let me know what you do for yourself for cleansing, I would love to hear it. I know incense, we like cleanse ourselves with incense a lot at the store. Like if we've had a kind of stressful situation or something like that, we'll do it, and getting like the top of your heads and the bottom of your feet is really important. But just kind of passing it over your energy field. We have California white sage and Palo Santo. I prefer the scent of Palo Santo, but everybody's different. So, but it's really great for cleansing. Palo Santo also puts like positivity back into the field as well. So it's a really good one to have. I'm gonna move on.
Dee says she takes salt showers.
Awesome. That's actually exactly what I was about to go towards. This kind of stuff that you don't really need to buy anything. So, like Sierra just said, excuse me.
Bless.
Excuse me. Like Sierra said, Dee said, salt, like cleansing yourself with salt water in the shower, taking saltwater baths, things like that are, I mean, almost all of us have salt in our homes. Use table salt. It does not have to be anything specific, but that is a really great, cheap, easy way to cleanse your energy. It's very grounding too, because salt is grounding. So it kind of just helps you get back into your body, back into yourself, get rid of all the junk that you kind of picked up throughout the day. And then as that water goes down the drain, just picture all that negativity and negative energy just going down that drain with it. So
I know this is someone that we know. Goes by Cedar on TikTok.
Oh, hi, Zach.
He said, I'm going to absolutely butcher this name, so I'm not even going to say it. But he mentioned how he does a mantra and uses a bell. And then he also mentioned how he goes, he uses this mantra and some blessed rice and throws it at people in spaces. He goes, I could go on. And blessed mustard seeds thrown around. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so Zach is very, very like knowledgeable as far as other cultures go. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, because this is not my forte, but I'm pretty sure he practices Tibetan Buddhism. Very, very good at what he does. Super, super knowledgeable. He's done a lot of talks and stuff like that, and I think has been on a couple podcast episodes maybe through the store where he goes over the cleansings and stuff that he does. He used to read at fairs, so I don't know if you're going to be doing that, Zach, or if you're going to be at the winery, but he does offer cleansings for people too, and they're like very traditional and well thought out, so would always recommend going to see Zach. But I like all of the stuff you said because I really like stuff that kind of reminds me not of this specific thing, but I like things that have been around for a long time. It's tried and true, you know. That's even with the salt, like they've been doing that forever, you know. Even in the Midwest, like a big thing is if you spill salt, you have to throw it over your left shoulder with your right hand. So it's stuff like that that's passed down. It's super interesting. All right, we have a besom here, or I'm just going to say broom from now on because I feel goofy when I say that word, but that is the traditional like Wicca term for a broom. But brooms are incredibly cleansing, so it does not have to be like a fancy little broom like this. Every single time you sweep your kitchen, that's just as magical as you using one of these little guys or like a larger aesthetically pleasing broom to cleanse your home. Every time you're sweeping, you can just picture sweeping all that negativity out the door. That is what they used to do way back when. Pretty much that was always cleansing, just like you've heard, never sweeping over your feet. It's something like that. So we have these two little brooms though that are great for like cleansing space as well as like waving the smoke around when you're cleansing. I'm just going to say smoke cleansing when I say that because that's referring to any type of herb or incense that you would burn for cleansing purposes. It's different for each culture and practice. So, but we have this guy here that has, I think that's sodalite. Yes. So sodalite, it's got a little like charm on it and some leaves, so very like fairy-esque. These are $20 a piece. You've got this amethyst one that has a blessed bee charm. Then we also have two full-sized ones in the store that the owner's mom and then one of our very talented readers and healers, Lucinda, makes. So that would be a great addition to your space if you want to have like a big full-size broom to use. But even just doing that little like sweep over this stuff, like it feels very good. But if you don't want to purchase a specific broom, you can just use the one you sweep your kitchen with. It's the same thing. So that's another kind of free or no cost way for you to cleanse and practice.
Yes, Zach, we do have Florida water. She just had to move it over.
Oh. We do have Florida water here. So this is another very, very, very traditional way that people will cleanse. This is from what I understand, like from the Peruvian culture, but then also other like is this, I don't know if they use this in Puerto Rico or not, Sierra. That would be a question.
I don't want to say yes or no.
Yeah, I know for sure it's used in Peru and like in shamanism. I'm not gonna go further than that, only because I don't know it for a fact and I don't want to say misinformation and stuff like that as well. But super cleansing, and then you just add this into like even like your mop water at home. So washing your floors with it, wiping down your doors, wiping down your altar space. I'll use it on my pulse points a lot. So there are a lot of different ways that you can use this. You can cleanse your crystals with it. Just make sure that it's one that can handle it. Okay?
Yeah, because it is alcohol based.
Right.
So anything that could get damaged from alcohol, you definitely don't want to put it on. I personally will dilute it with some water.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I clean my altars, that's what I end up doing.
Yeah.
Zach did say it's used in most Spanish
Okay,
colonized
thank you.
cultures. voodoo, in a spirit. I can't even say all these things, but there's a lot of things here. A lot. So
Zach is clearly more knowledgeable on this aspect of stuff than we are. I'm never going to claim that I know
it is. Well, when you
everything,
mentioned Puerto Rico, I just found it funny because I've gone there before. I am Puerto Rican, and I remember seeing Florida water.
Yeah.
And, like, my family had it like around the house.
So
it's
cool.
a common thing.
That's really
so
cool.
I was just like, I don't know if to say yes or was it just them? I don't know. Like,
right, like the panic. Of
yeah.
Like, I might be wrong. But it's just really popular anyway, and now it's kind of been used in other cultures as well. We do have like soaps that are made out of Florida water, so or like that scent that one of our people, Lachelle, makes. We love her very much, but you can use that to like cleanse your body and stuff. I hate telling this story, but I'm going to. This is very flammable, okay? Very, very flammable. So I knew there was like alcohol in it, okay? I knew there was a little alcohol. Did I think it was enough to light my hand on fire? No, I didn't, but it was. They had a little this was probably like 2 weeks into me starting. They had a little cauldron burning of all these different things, and they were just adding a little bit of Florida water in it to keep it burning because it is flammable, right? So I went to dump a little in there with the cap, but I didn't realize that some of it had spilled on my hand. So when I went to dump it and my hand was a little too close to the cauldron, it traveled up the stream and actually lit my whole hand on fire. And being like the people pleaser I am, I actually hid it. I put it out and then hid it because I didn't want to get in trouble. And I was embarrassed that I lit myself on fire at work, but I did. So all of that to say, it is very, very, very flammable. So just be cautious when you're using it for stuff like that. But
good for fire magic.
Yes, exactly. Also very good when you use it carefully. But yeah, Florida water, that's like very, very well known. There's also, I think we have little spray bottles of it too, which I like. It just smells really good. Like I would wear this as a perfume. It smells so good.
I'm going to butcher this, and I'm going to let myself down because it's my culture. But I know it's the Hispanic shamans, the curanderos. Is that how you say it? Zach, I'm sorry. He said some people do that on purpose. They place their hand and ignite it, and if they rub the client's close.
Exactly.
I'm very upset with this is what I mean when I say I have to step into my culture more. And they rub it on the client's skin continuously until it's extinguished.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, she meant to do that.
I was simply cleansing my hands with fire. But there's so much other stuff. I know a lot of people will like spit it too in shamanism. I personally don't work with it as much because it's just not my personal practice. Like I'll use it sometimes on my skin and stuff like that. But I don't use it as far as like in rituals or things of that nature.
One of my favorite things with Florida water, before we move on to the next thing, is putting it on the back of your neck is like a really big thing. That's where a lot of negative entities like to cling on to. So if you're going into a place or a bar or someplace where you know that there might not be the nicest of people or people are going to be in a bad mood, putting it on the back of your neck is a really good way to keep yourself protected.
Yes. Also, like this is technically going a little bit into protection and not cleansing, but we did just get so many oils. I'm never going to shut up about them because they're amazing. The Lunum Love oil.
Well, we do have some for protection.
Yeah, so there's like a Shield of Protection one and then an empath protection one. Now, the reason I'm mentioning especially the empath protection one in a cleansing video is a lot of the time when you're somebody who picks up stuff from everybody, the crap you're cleansing off is other people's stuff. So if you just put that shield or the empath protection oil on first, or do a visualization or whatever it is, there's less stuff to have to cleanse afterwards, if that makes sense. So it's like really, I call it like spiritual hygiene. So we're just making sure that we're constantly checking back in, seeing what's our energy, what's not, and moving it along. So
Zach also wanted to say, which I found very interesting, is to not put Florida water on your skin right after a shower because it will burn you. He said he did it once by accident.
That is good.
It's good to know.
Good advice. I do have to add too, Florida water has orange oil in it. So a lot of cats are very allergic to orange oil. So it's like, just don't, if I'm sure like if it's on your skin or your person, it's okay, alter space. But as far as like, just don't put it on your pets. Like, I know I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm saying it because
you never know.
Yes, you never know. These are always really popular. So I'm a bad witch and I don't always cleanse my crystals. I don't know if this may be like, I am Reiki certified, so sometimes it's kind of like if it doesn't feel bad, like I'm just gonna keep using it. But a lot of people really, really love these selenite bowls, and probably too because those people don't have 80 million crystals like I do, so they're using the same ones like consistently. The thing about selenite is it never needs to be cleansed. It cleanses and charges other crystals. So this is a little bowl. They're $30. We have a ton at the store, but you can put like your bracelets, things like the jewelry, crystals that you use every day into these like on your nightstand, and it will help cleanse those as well. So it's like a really easy way. Also what people will do is take like a selenite stick and put it on their door frame, like above their door. So every time somebody walks through, it's like cleansing the energy before they even walk in. It's another way to protect your home. So
I like that idea.
Yeah. A couple things we don't have here, but you can make, and that I have on my door at home, is witches bells and then wind chimes. So those sound cleansing is really underrated in my opinion. Like Zach said, a lot of other cultures in Zach's practice say like ring bells and stuff for cleansing. I do that sometimes. We have certain rattles that are made by a shaman who's now passed that are really effective for that. I have a singing bowl, but then oh my gosh, I completely lost my train of thought. Sorry,
we're talking about sound cleansing. So we're talking about rattles and stuff.
Okay, yes, but I was gonna mention like something specific. Oh, witches bells. Okay, sorry everyone. Witches bells are what you hang on like your front or back door. So you would actually hang them on the door. So every time it opens, it obviously the bells will ring, and it's to clear away spirits and clear energy. I also have a lot of wind chimes outside of my home that are said to scare spirits away. But then I also have them in like the doorway of my spiritual room, and I ding them kind of every time I walk in to sort of put myself in the right mindset as well. So those are really easy things that you can do. I was thinking about doing a class at some point for the witches bell. So if anyone would be cool. Interested in that, yeah, bringing like different ribbons and different crystal beads that you can tie. I love buying stuff, but I do think there is something to be said about making your own items sometimes and feeling that personal connection to them. I know Zach did a really excellent like create your own mala class. That's not really cleansing. That's more for meditation and ritual prayer and things like that. But I know that people that made them and took them home felt very connected to them because they specifically did that. So all right, I guess we can go into.
We've got like 5 more minutes.
Yeah, some of the books really quick. So for people, I would probably say these are going to be beginner books. Okay. If you've been practicing for a long time, you might already know how to do this stuff. There's still maybe a couple of pieces of information that you can use from this. But if you're fairly new, a lot of people like having a book that they can follow step by step so they know they're doing everything right. But this is called Clearing Spaces. So this is specifically for clearing a space or an area. This is kind of cool because they talk about different practices. So it talks about hoodoo. I like that they specifically go into what hoodoo is and the difference of what hoodoo is. Because a lot of times it's just like clumped together with voodoo, and they are two different practices. So talks about candles and lamps. Okay, this is the part that I wanted to get to. So this talks about different oils and candles and stuff that you would make in the hoodoo practice. I specifically don't practice hoodoo, but I will use some of these candles because they're effective. So we've got Uncrossing Van. So the uncrossing candles, we have those out at the store. I don't have any here, but that's kind of for getting anything out of your path. We have Van Van as well. I didn't bring it in here. That's very cleansing. Talks about shamanic journeys. So this book is pretty, what's the word? I don't want to say inclusive, but I guess goes over a lot of different cultures and a lot of different things. So that's what I really like about that. It talks about the spirits of the land, and how to kind of make friends with them in order to cleanse. So this would be a good one, again, for people who are newer to this. Even at the end, it talks about saints, angels, and patron spirits. That is another way to feel very protected. I know calling on the angels helps a lot of people feel protected and then like cleansing their space. So this is Sacred Smoke. So this book, it does talk about cleansing and everything, of course, but it also goes into like a lot, like specifically smoke cleansing, right? So like it goes into sandalwood. It talks about wormwood, which I don't know if it tells you to burn it or not, but don't do that because very toxic. Okay, wormwood is what they put in absinthe to make you like hallucinate. Yes, we have it at the store. No, we don't recommend doing that. So I'm just gonna throw that out there for legality reasons. But yeah, they go a lot into the different resins and barks and stuff you can use. Okay, this is something I like too. Talks about rosemary. So you don't have to go get white sage or Palo Santo or black salt or all these like different things that are so specific. Grab some rosemary out of your cupboard, light it on fire, and walk around your house. It's that simple. You don't even have to use like an incense burner or a cauldron. You have a glass dish or a ceramic dish that's fireproof. Bing, bing, boom. You can do it. Way back when, they didn't like run over to their local witchy shop to grab items. Like they used what they had. That being said, if you're like me, I love my items. Okay, I'm a Taurus moon. Like I love my material objects, and it does help me feel connected to my practice in a way. But I'm just saying that for people who maybe don't have access to those things, who don't live close by to a store, or who don't just have the funds right now to be going out and purchasing stuff, you don't need to buy stuff in order to cleanse yourself. Last thing I'm going to talk about, because I love these. These are the Seeds of Light necklaces or pendants. This is the chakra cleansing one, so it's for balancing your auric field and cleansing your chakras. It has rainbow moon, or I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess they say rainbow moonstone, but really this is labradorite, just so you know. Okay, peacock ore and yellow labradorite. So this is like specifically to work for cleansing your chakras. So people who do energy work, that would be a good one for you. And I'll give a couple of seconds for people to ask any questions if you have them. But other than that, I'll be popping off. And next week, we'll be talking about ancestor work. I'm really excited about this one because this is a subject that I've like very much delved into. So, and we finally have my favorite book now that I can use to talk about it. So hope to hear from you all next week as well. But if you don't have any questions, and thank you so much for listening. And we will talk to you soon.